Hey guys, welcome back to another Roblox jailbreak video, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you every retired car and their replacements. So the first car that I want to talk about is the Porsche. Now, this car is a really old car. It was actually released in May of 2017 in the convertible update, and then it was retired in 2020, or November 8th, 2020 to be exact. In the July 2022 update, the speed was actually buffed, and it's making it like a really fast car for an old and cheap car. So as you can see here, just going like this, we can get up to 100 miles an hour pretty quickly. It beats the Cybertruck, and it's just behind the speed of the Le Matador and the Jackrabbit. But surprisingly, it ties with the top speed of the Celsior. Oh, that was cool. Now, this car used to spawn at the museum, and when it was retired, it was later replaced with the new Porsche. Okay, so quick interruption here. I kept saying Porsche, and I've learned that it's Porsche. So I don't know where I kept saying Porsche from, but if the people that are watching this and you say Porsche, yeah, I don't know why I said Porsche. It's Porsche. This one's called the Boxer, and it looks pretty similar to this one, but it does have a functioning convertible roof, as you can see there. Side by side, these do look pretty similar. These are the same exact cars, but just updated like 3 years later. So it's cool to see a side-by-side comparison of these two cars. Alright, the next retired car on our list is the SUV. Now, this is not as old as the Porsche. It was added in 2018 with the 1 billion visits update. Then it was retired in July 12th of 2020. Now, the top speed of the SUV is pretty slow, with only a top speed of 136 miles an hour, slightly faster than the Camaro and the camper van. Now, what's cool about this car is that it actually spawned at the criminal base, and you would always use this to just jump out of the criminal base because you could jump on top of this car and jump over the wall. So due to it spawning in the prison, this is pretty much just a police geared car. So this is geared towards more police, and it was kind of a version of the SWAT van. If you didn't want to buy SWAT, you could just get this and it would be kind of a replacement. Now, speaking of replacements, the replacement for this SUV is actually the Interrogator. Now, if I put these side by side, you can see that they've both got these like metal grates on the front. They're about the same size, but the Interrogator has like some police markings on the side. As you can see, it's got like this little stripe right here, while the SUV does not have that. Another thing about the Interrogator is it has an interior, which is pretty cool. So you can like see inside, there's like a back seat, there's a computer here, and a donut sitting on the front. Our next retired vehicle and its replacement is the Steed. The Steed was one of the cars that I really wanted to get from trading because it was one of the only classics that I did not get while it was on sale. So I got all the other things, but I didn't get this one. So I'm kind of like an avid classic car collector. I don't really like collecting the high-end things like the Brulee or like the Torpedo or the Arachnid. I do like the new season vehicles, and I kind of want to get a Beam, but I do like the old classic cars. So that's why I collected and got the Raptor and the JB8, because I kind of like the nostalgia of the old cars. The Steed's top speed is pretty good, and it's excellent for a car that only cost $50,000 when it was on sale. Now, this car was released in October of 2017 with the weather update, and was retired March 8th of 2020. Now, in 2020, we did lose a lot of vehicles, and they kind of went on a retiring spree, but that makes these cars just a little bit more collectible. So let's talk about what replaced this old car. If we go over to the gun shop, this is where the Mustang or the Steed used to spawn, and it used to spawn sitting right here, kind of just off the road. The Steed was replaced with the Challenger. The Steed is a Ford Mustang, and the Challenger is a Dodge Challenger. So these aren't the same brand of car, but they look pretty similar. They're like a basic sport muscle car. The next retired car we're going to talk about is the Megalodon. And the Megalodon is actually kind of an interesting topic to talk about, because the Megalodon hasn't gotten a replacement yet, or it has gotten a replacement, but the replacement was replaced. But before I tell you what the replacement was, can you tell me in the comments what is Asimo's least favorite car? If you get the answer right, I'll give your comment a heart, and if you're the first person to get it right down in the comments, I'll pin your comment. Now, the Megalodon was released in the 2017 winter update, which was kind of Jailbreak's most famous update, I think, and it was retired 3 years later, July 12th, 2020. Now, this used to cost $300,000, which was a lot of money back when this was first released. And that's why so many people don't own the Brule, is because it was hard to earn money in the first place. There was only the bank and the jewelry store, and while these cars were in the game, it was not common to see these on the road. And one of the big reasons that people did not buy this car is because they would see reviews on YouTube and on online, and they'd see people complaining about it because it was $300,000. Back then, remember, that was a lot of money, and it was not even a very fast car. It was a slow car for its price. You would be better off saving your money for the Brule. Now, recently, I believe in this last update, the Megalodon did get a huge speed buff. So as you can see now, it goes up to 200 miles an hour, and it used to go up to, I believe the top speed was 156 or something like that. Now, a cool thing about this car is that the reason it was priced at $300,000 is because this actual type of McLaren in real life usually goes for around $295,000 new. So that makes this car probably the most accurately priced car in Jailbreak. So let's get on to what replaced this car. If you didn't know, there are a ton of McLarens in the game, and the Megalodon is one of them. The Megalodon was replaced with the Airtail. Now, the Airtail is kind of a favorite car among a lot of people, and it's kind of an iconic car for being in the game for a really short amount of time, just being a purchasable car. The Airtail cost $599,000 when it came out, so it's about the price of the Roadster, just $1,000 cheaper. It's got a decent acceleration and a decent top speed. It's not a super fast car, but it's an affordable supercar. And what made this crazy is this car was retired soon after it was released. Probably, I think, only a year after it was released. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, so this car was not even in the game for a year. It was introduced in March of 2021 and was retired in January of 2022. Now, if you kept up to date with a bunch of the Jailbreak glitches, you would know that a while ago there was a glitch that you could use VIP server commands to change the time. So people would go time 5 and it would change it to 5 o'clock. And that's exactly when Paychecks came out. So people would play on the cop team, go into a private server, and they would do time 5, and they would just get 1,200 cash instantly. And they would just spam that, and 2 people got $1 billion just doing that. So there was a data rollback, and for some reason, there was a glitch, and the Airtail was purchasable for a couple days after that. So a few people obtained this vehicle while it was glitched for sale. But again, this is still a retired vehicle, so who knows? Maybe there's going to be a new McLaren that's going to come in the game that's going to be purchasable. The Snake was just added, and if you didn't know, this is the McLaren Senna. So there has been another McLaren, but it was a limited vehicle, so it is not a purchasable replacement for the Airtail. So yeah, those were all of the retired cars that got replaced. Now, I did record a lot more of this video, and I went over some cars that are retired and didn't get replaced, but I ran out of time because this video is already 10 minutes long, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to answer that question that I asked. Make sure you comment down below. First person to comment and get it right will get their comment pinned. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I gotta go. Bye!